What's good, guys? So, a little bit going on. I don't have anything prepared for this. This is more just me shooting from the hip, off the cuff, you know. So, a lot's going on. Got good news, got bad news, and where to begin, right? So, the bad news. So, insurance on the property. Well, I've got many phone calls in to the insurance company, or to the adjuster, rather. No return phone calls. Voicemail is full, has been for a while, so not deleting phone calls. So called back into the corporate office of the insurance company to then reach out to the insurance adjuster, and still nothing in return. And it's been a while. So I don't know if I don't know if the adjuster is dead even at this point, right? So yeah, tomorrow, Monday, I'll begin making several different phone calls, to the adjuster as well as to the insurance company corporate office. So I may tag them on Twitter here as well. I don't know. But a lot's going on there. Some really good news, right? In another video I've done previously. Fluffy, as it turns out, thanks to the insurance adjuster coming out to do an inspection, whatever. I'm still waiting to hear back on the engineer to be able to, any sort of appointment, anything. I've got nothing in return. So anyway, I do know what has to how I have to move forward in this, how different things have to go on. I'm taking all the necessary precautions with PPE. I wear a Tyvek suit, everything, gloves to goggles to respirator. So I'm dealing with mold here. Mold, mildew, all the perimeter walls are wet. And actually, just a second. Yay, I got it. All right. All of the perimeter walls have a moisture content, and I went and I picked one of these up from Lowe's, so that way then I can just turn it on, and then these two prongs stick into the drywall, and then it gives you a percentage as far as the percentage of moisture. I have not used this just yet, but the insurance adjuster who did come out tested it on a few walls. I have a few other suspecting places where I suspect other moisture. But back to Fluffy, right? Remember the front bedroom upstairs? I thought was Fluffy. I mean, the insurance adjuster came out and determined that, I'm blind, right? All I know is I'm up on a step stool and I'm pulling insulation, and all of this stuff is just falling out the ceiling, and all I'm thinking is some sort of a critter, nicknamed Fluffy, is, died in the ceiling, right? So, because all of this other stuff is coming out, and no one is ever going to put, like, dog food up in the top. I thought that was, like, some sort of feces or something. So I was all Tyvek'd up this whole run. Good news is I lost 20 pounds by sweating all that off. So, anyway, beside the point. So, in that front room, the the insurance adjuster said, well, he said, that's not feces, and Fluffy is actually a piece of wood with a lot of tar attached to it. And the feces, what I so-called thought was feces, is just rocks and pebbles, because this property used to have a flat roof, and it had a tar on the top with with a bunch of rocks, not like just, I mean, like I would say some sort of river rock, sort of round and smooth, sort of. But anyway, all that rock is what I was thinking was feces, and it's just like, you know, I'm pulling a drywall from in front of me and pulling it down in front of me and using that piece of sheetrock coming down as a shield against whatever may fall out at that point, you know, just being overly precautious. So anyway, the good news is Fluffy is actually a piece of wood with tar on it, and the feces is actually the stone, the rock, that fell from the original ceiling, which I still don't understand if the ceilings were, if the roof was having that sort of an issue way back when, why did they never change out the drywall and the insulation beneath it? That's all original, 50 years old. So no one's ever taken the ceilings or the insulation out after all those water leaks? Really? Wow. And so since that flat roof, you know, we have put a pitch roof on top of a flat roof. So it's actually two roofs. With now a synthetic underlayment and a 30-year shingle. So currently I'm still perplexed as far as, you know, where is the moisture coming from? Where is the water entering? Where is the source of the problem? Now, every single perimeter wall in this property needs to be removed and disposed of, as well as all of the, the mold and mildew, of course, the insulation as well. Everything's getting bleached a couple times, not just once. You know, I spray it down with bleach after I have bare cavities in the walls and ceilings and whatnot. And, you know, with spray bottles that I do that with. And 50-50 mixture of bleach and water. So, you know, after you spray, you got to leave it for like a day or two just to let it just sit on the wood and sit on the material and just work. Kill everything. And because it's harmful to breathe at that point. And I use a respirator, all that good stuff. So I'm good there. As well as any drywall dust or insulation material flying through the air. It's also good practice to repetitively change out your air conditioner filters. So if you're on central air. So anyway. Good news is, more good news is now that with all of this demolition going on, the nose is itching. The drywall and insulation being down, now it's getting into the cooler months, which where I'm located here, it might drop down to like 30 degrees, 28 degrees, 29 degrees, maybe 2 days out of the whole year during the worst part of the winter. So it's still doable even with small space heater. Anyway, without the need to run central heat. I mean, to me, that's just a waste of fiat. Anyway, let's see. So Fluffy is actually not a Fluffy. The middle bedroom upstairs, a lot of mold. Got the ceiling out, the wall out. The insulation is still in there. I just wanted to get out of there at the moment. All the insulation in that room, ceiling as well, is wet. So, as well as the two walls on the sides, those are also wet, in addition to the perimeter wall, right? So the side walls are wet, so those have to come down as well, but I want all this recorded. And I'm doing things, you know, I got a GoPro Hero 8 Black. So, and then I travel with this, which, you know, just holds a couple of, you know, SD cards in it. And, just it's not loaded full of a lot, but they're of high memory, so like 128 gigabytes and 64 gigabytes, and I've got several. These are just the clean ones because I spent a couple hours today. Hello. Transferring files from the SD card to the computer and then, to the desktop, and then from the desktop to the 6 terabyte, 8 terabyte hard drive. So for these files, now this cool little gadget though, this GoPro does 4K video, but however the battery heats up too much on 4K. But for what I need it to do, it works great. I feel it's 2.7K, and I forget the frames per second, but all that's adjustable. So, and if I wanted to record just 1080p or 720, I have the option to do that as well, and it uses much less file size. But anyway, way off topic. Sorry. So anyway, right? I like the resolution and all at 2.7K. It works great for me. It's a toy that I bought a couple of years ago for instances like this, as well as it gives me other functionality, whatever. Yet again, I'm diving in too deep. So, all right, what else is going on? So the middle bedroom, the two side walls need to come down. There is no insulation on the interior walls. I intend to remedy that. I intend to put at least R13 in between the walls. It's of 2x4 construction. And of course, all the carpet is all coming out, all the insulation, tack strips, all of that. Now that I got downstairs drywall removed and whatnot, I'm going to drill screws up in through next to the joist, put a chalk line up there, snap the chalk line, follow it, and put deck screws into that plywood because, I got to get most of these squeaks taken care of, as well as I intend to get, now the joists are of 2x10 structure, but what I intend to do is like 2x6s, and to get 2x6s and then to put like a L frame inside, in between all the way, going a few ways, for further support of the second floor, as well as to something else to screw into if there is another squeak somewhere within that area, right? So I'll be able to address every single squeak, to tighten all that up. I intend to also put insulation in between the floors, which again was not there. But I want that as far as a sound transfer dampening or noise deadening between floors, as well as the second floor. I'm going to end up doing a Pergo with the underlayment, not necessarily Pergo brand, but like that of, it's a laminate floor, like a wood-like. Not certain what color, any finish. It would be of a light finish, I would say that, because I've been to many people's houses where, years ago, where they had dark flooring, and that just shows dust like you would not believe. So it's much easier to keep clean as far as with it being light. As well as I'm going to end up having, like Rosie 1 and Rosie 2. I say Rosie because that was the maid for the Jetsons. So I'm going to have one for the first floor, one for the second floor. To go around sweep and mop, because a blind dude can't see what in the shit's there and what's not. Anyway, that's way further into the future. However, I've yet to remove the master bedroom. So I intend to use other gadgets and whatnot like this on a tripod, that sort of thing, to show and to illustrate different points of the drywall removal, how a blind dude is removing that. Yeah, and by the way, I'm freaking blind, dude, and having to do all this. But I can't say I don't enjoy it. I would say it's more of a nuisance, really. I would have thought that the insurance company would have stepped up and been able to have been there for me, right? But whatever. I know that this has to get done. It's every single perimeter wall is leaking water. Where? I don't know. Is that from the pitch roof, where the pitch roof meets the original flat roof? I don't know. I was not here when this house was framed. I have no clue what that looks like. So yet again, it's like up to the, up to the what is it called, engineer to give some sort of a determination. Yet again, have another roof inspection done, all of this kind of stuff, because I'm at my wit's end here. So, additionally, in addition to all of this, right? We still don't know what's behind door number 1, 2, or 3 yet in the master bedroom, but we're soon to find out. So, I was going to record that. I may go ahead and get started doing that tonight. I don't know. I got a lot on tap for tomorrow. I'm going to be in touch with another CPA because, as it turns out, a trust has to pay, I want to say it's 37%, but it's either 37 or 38% capital gains taxes. So now I'm reaching out to other estate attorneys to figure out, okay, now do I need to separate things under LLCs and S Corp? At this end, do I need to form LLC and S Corp? And also shout out to someone who I think I went to school with back in the day when I was an adolescent, when I was young. I was a college prep school for boys, and taught by the Jesuit brothers of Notre Dame. So, to Ryan McBride, if this is you, hello from Cookie. So Cookie used to be my nickname at this school because I was a type 1 diabetic, and back then insulin was totally different than what it is of today. A total different formulation, all of that. So the insulin of yesteryear was to where if I was, say, 10 minutes late on a snack, I'd be on the floor. That's how serious it was back then. As far as a low glucose, I would have been on the floor with a low glucose back then. So anyway, for a 10 o'clock snack, I would have packed up like Nilla wafers and raisins, or Nilla wafers and grapes. So anyway, my nickname became Cookie because it was Nilla wafer, or Nilla wafer cookies. Anyway, so I had the nickname of Cookie. I guess other kids, at that day and time, right? So other kids were upset that I got to eat, when they didn't. I got a snack, when, granted, easily between classes, you could have had a snack packed in your bag, and, if you wanted a snack between classes, just grab a bite as you were headed to your next class. But no one ever did that, I guess. No one I ever saw in that era. But anyway, beside the point. So anyway, now you know a little bit more, but there's still much more yet, right? So, more bad news. All right. I've had this nagging cough now for months. So I still don't know yet if it is safe for me to even live within these walls, within the walls of this house or property at this point. I've had this nagging cough for quite a while. Turns out it's not only next door that needs drywall and insulation, it's also my side. So y'all have seen other bits and pieces where drywall and insulation has come out. Well, yeah. Now with this little joker, every single wall, every perimeter exterior wall, my side included, measures between 80 and 100% moisture. Think about that for a second. Now, I'm already finding mold. So have I been inhaling all of this? And as a fragile type 1 diabetic, am I having issues from this? I kind of think so. I'm not certain whether or not to seek legal counsel yet at this point, as well as with the dragon ass of the insurance company. and where I'm at with all of this and lack of communication, to the adjuster and to the corporate office of SafePoint, I have no clue. Are they getting ready to go under? I mean, right now we're also looking down a barrel of another hurricane now coming soon to Florida. Category 4. So every adjuster is going to be leaving the New Orleans area, going to Florida. And it's like, am I going to be left on the sidelines? I kind of think so, which is the point and the reason why I have other devices to record my findings as I find them and to show what I have going on. On my side, additionally, I have to move stuff all around on my side just to get to those perimeter walls to be able to rip all the drywall and insulation out, at least to get that garbage and crap and mold out of here. Is that what's making me sick? I don't know. I kind of think so. Additionally, on top of that, I went to the doctor just to get checked out. They did an Xray of the lungs. And as it turns out, I've got, I don't know, is it one spot, two? Is it both lungs, one lung? I don't know the answers to this yet. But yes, there's a spot on my lungs, or I don't know if it's multiple or one. It's like, whatever. I don't know yet. The soonest referral that I could get to pulmonology, a pulmonary doctor for the lungs, respiratory system, is November 7th. So that's when my appointment is. And I'll be checked out then. I'm soon also considering calling around to other hospitals in the area to find out. I know that my insurance is covered. It's Medicare, and a good one. But anyway, they so that will be covered. I may have a specialist copay. I don't know, but at this point, so be it. So I may call around to find out if I can get a sooner appointment, here shortly. So anyway, regardless, right? I'm the only one to do all this work so far. And really, in my opinion, this is bullshit. Insurance is supposed to be there to help owners, especially, I mean, I'm blind. It's like, wow. But at the same time, I grew up as the maintenance man for family rental properties, so, it par for the course, I guess, right? So all of this I'm doing, it's just a different way to go about it, being blind. I have to think different things through before any sort of attack. I can't just jump in and knock something out. It doesn't work that way. It's a lot of thought, a lot of mental memorization as well. It's a lot of organizing where things are, what things happen, that sort of stuff, articulating the details between them. So, yeah, a lot is going on. And then, I don't know how to take the cabinets down in the kitchen, or all the new granite that I installed or had installed, all the new granite countertops. So all of that would have to be removed in order to remove that drywall and that insulation there behind it. I mean, the cabinets are easy. But here again, the reinstallation of those cabinets and the granite countertop and backsplash and all that kind of other stuff, that I'm not qualified to do that. I've never done granite. I've set, I've removed and reinstalled, lower cabinets. That's no issue. It's the upper cabinets that I've never installed, and the removal of the upper cabinets. I'm not talking some BS TV show where you just smack a hammer into it or a big mallet, some sort of sledgehammer into it and just demolish it. I mean, right now it cost me $20,000 just in cabinets. Really? Go attack it with a sledgehammer or something, like a 30-minute TV show. Like, they got like 100 other people working on that project, not just, the homeowner for that little stage stunt, really, in my opinion, and the designer and and the other guy that's working there. There's a lot more people on site doing those shows for television that people are unaware of. So anyway, right? Again, way off, but yet spot on. So, I would have to outsource that to someone else to remove that, the kitchen, basically, to demo the kitchen while being able to salvage those other components of the cabinet system. I mean, and then it makes no sense right now because just my cousin went through this not all that long ago, whereas he wanted the cabinets redone in his house, and the issue is that the lumber and all comes from Canada and the United States, all this timber industry, right? But all that timber is then is sold off to China, and then China turns around and then sends that back to the United States. That's where your cabinets come from. You're buying that back from China right now, So, what was that, NAFTA, National American Free Trade Agreement? Right. Ross Perot, this giant sucking sound, right? I wish we would have had him as president instead of old Slick Willie. But I wasn't able to vote then. But nonetheless, right? So anyway, to have someone in power of any left, right, center, I don't give a damn, right? I really don't. But I do believe that they should be a successful businessman, because this is what you are. You are the CEO, the chief everything officer of the United States. Act like it, right? Get on a ball, or at least hire an advisory board who can. Anyway. Un dia, mi amigos. So, but yeah, a lot going on. I just, I find myself often just listening to like Twitter spaces that different people discuss different things. I chime in every once in a while when I can, but look, y'all, I'm freaking slammed. As far as other things, yeah, I've got several videos I'm going to be doing in the near future, as far as like tonight maybe, or tomorrow morning rather. I don't know just yet, of the rest of the demolition, to record some of that, and to also point out other things for insurance purposes, to record these other findings, and just to document everything right now at this point, because everyone's going to be running off to Florida right now. And I understand that. I get that. But look, for the dude who's been here for a while, who's been screwed in his Hurricane Ida claim, it's like all kinds of stuff, like the windows, right? I mean, now I got gas that's separated in the windows after Hurricane Ida. I was denied on that too. So I don't know. Will legal counsel assist in any of this as well? I mean, I believe it was the pressure that did it to the windows that caused the separation of the argon gas. That's my thesis, anyway, is that the seals broke due to the hurricane. But anyway, yet again, I mean, it keeps going. It just keeps going. But one thing I'll say that I have learned by going through a disability, by going through and being hit with different challenges that most others aren't faced with, is that never give up. Keep moving forward. Adapt and overcome. There is a way. Figure it out. You will fail, but in the long run, you will succeed, and you will be able to do better. So I'm just sick of waiting on other people. It's like, I have to do this. And so I am. Anyway, what else is going down right now? So, I've been asked many times, other subscribers, other people on Twitter, other friends asking me if I'm buying the dips in crypto. Currently, no. I'm just holding. I'm just holding. Staking is doing well. I hit a goal in another coin, persistence XPRT on the Cosmos ecosystem. So I still generate rewards out of it, staking rewards, and I just keep compounding that. If not daily, at least every 2 days, maybe every 3 days. But I still do compound those earnings. Like I said, I exceeded a goal, and so I'm happy with that. As far as a dollar cost average going into crypto, I'm currently not doing that. All of my funds right now are being used, one, for groceries, because everything's freaking transitory now, as well as, into the property as far as tools, equipment, materials, that sort of stuff. It's just, as I wake up daily, it's like, what am I going to encounter? What lies beneath you don't know what you're looking at until you begin to tear it apart. And that's what I'm afraid I'm about to find in the master bedroom upstairs, as I have drywall separating. So that is bad. And, so I do take precaution. I do use PPE, personal protective equipment. It's just a lot going on right now. And then I have to bag up the rest of all the insulation and then bleach everything. But I'm going to bleach upstairs altogether. I've already bleached all of downstairs, all the cavities and whatnot of bleach. I let that soak. I'm debating doing it a second soak now. But first I want to do a first soak on all the cavities of the second floor. Once all the drywall is removed and all the insulation is then removed. And do just a complete soak of everything in bleach. And then go back through downstairs and upstairs again with a second soak. And then the removal of material, that'll give that plenty of time to work while I focus on my side of the demolition of my side and treating everything with bleach on my side to make certain that my side is at least habitable, somewhat. I mean, to most any other woman's perspective, no, they wouldn't. There's not a shot in hell any woman I've ever dated in my life would be living in these third world conditions, like literally, except without the brink of war, right? So, I mean, yet again, I'm just bombarded by so much going on at one time. It's so hard to keep up with everything. I mean, from the XRP SEC case to Veritasium going after Coinbase with $350 million suit. Really? And then what's next? All these other digital currency group and whatnot. Who knows exactly what's going to go on there? But long ago I purchased Veritasium. So I got one or two, right? So I'm good there. I own XRP. I'm good there. I own Stellar Lumens. I'm good there. So I have all my bases covered in that way to where, regardless where this goes into the future, I'm covered. I hold Litecoin, I hold Bitcoin, I hold Bitcoin Cash, I hold Digibyte, one or two. I hold Theta, Other plays that I'm looking at shortly in the future are others who are doing patents like BSV and as well as Compound. And there are a few others, VeChain even, what I was reminded of earlier today. So that's another excellent cryptocurrency, I think, for the future of what we are looking at as a market as a whole. It's the development, the advancement of computer science is what we are investing in, at least as far as what I'm investing in. So by doing your own research, by doing your due diligence into all of this stuff that is going on, who knows what's going to happen in short order. And I do believe it's short order. Some things you'll find out about after November 8th. If this stuff like this will not even be public knowledge until November 8th. So right now I'm attacking all of this for this rental property, right? Because my goal this cycle was to fix up my house and to get a guide dog. That's it. That was my goal this cycle. And I still believe I'm going to achieve that. And anyway, my goal now is to create this duplex into an Airbnb because, the current rent in the area is $2,100 a month. Well, if by doing an Airbnb, the average earnings are 4 to 6 times the current rent, that then yields anywhere from $96,000 to $144,000 annual revenue from this rental property, minus the 16,000 and some change, just say 20 grand, right? So minus 20 grand off the top, whatever that balance is, that is in turn what I intend to do as far as to increase a dollar cost average into crypto, because I want to do more of the short-term rentals for the amount of revenue generated for doing so. And I own a vacation rental property here in New Orleans. I do. Excellent neighborhood, all that good stuff, right? Upper class. So it's like, and right in between the airport and downtown New Orleans, right in the middle, right near Fat City, right? So, I just say, why not? I mean, everything you want is, within reach. Everything I want is within reach. I'm in a perfect location for my disability. To sell what I have now would be stupid. I mean, it just would. Not just now with everything demolished and all. I'm saying even with the house or duplex in excellent order, I'm saying it would be rather stupid for me to sell because of its location. It's within walking distance of anything I want. And whether that be public transportation, buses and streetcars to Mardi Gras to any sort of shopping that I want. I'm near 2 malls. I have Lowe's, Home Improvement nearby. I have all kinds of other stuff near. Everything is within reach. All kinds of restaurants, everything you can imagine is right here. Right where I'm at. Walking distance. Really? Why in the hell would I sell that? Because from here I can, or just jump on a Uber or Lyft and just go straight to, I'm not a big fan of Greyhound at all. But anyway, to go to the airport and to go to Westwood. Or hopefully soon one day, Southwood. So, for all my magical internet friends, right? So all my crypto buddies to have a place a getaway to go to. And who knows, maybe next cycle, once this house is finished and I have a guide dog, and then I'm structured more properly as far as LLCs, S Corp, and all for like YouTube and travel write-offs, and then charity work and other stuff that I enjoy doing, as well as the revenue from next door, like to run an Airbnb business, to have an LLC under the umbrella of the trust, stuff like that. I have further questions on, so that way, as well as to not be taxed at 37 or 38% capital gains, is there a way I can run that through an LLC, or do here's something else that I did, like in my spare time, right? Besides sleeping. Now, this has taken me months, right? But to go through and to do, but, I did a practice test of the Series 65 exam in order to become not just an accredited investor, but as a financial advisor, for to be the financial advisor for my trust, to represent my trust in such a way for all the investments of which that I do. Now, question is, right, by becoming a financial advisor, oh, well, by the way, I passed that exam, did well on the practice test. I have not gone to do a Series 65 exam, but that's my question. It's like, do I go ahead and just pay the fee and just go ahead and take a Series 65? Either to represent the trust or to or become an accredited investor, other than disclosing the amount that I hold currently. So, yeah, a big pill to swallow. So, like I said, from the disability, I don't know how to give up. I'll say it that way. Never give up. There is always a way to do it. I have not been receptive so much to fluff and bullshit from people offering advice who have never been there, and some of the advice that I've gotten has just been totally whack. I mean, like, really. But, because, like, here again, right, the taxes. So I was not issued a 1099, right? But the IRS has come straight out and has told everyone within crypto, we're coming for you, by hiring 87,000 new agents. What do you think they're going to do with that? They know where a lot of this wealth came from. They know a lot of people are shady and are hiding from paying taxes. But my issue was different. I had to fix up the house, right? I took 6 figures out of the market. I took out what I needed to do what I'm doing. So there was a method to the madness here, right? This isn't me just blindly throwing money at every direction. I'm not like that. I don't operate such a way. My mother often tells me that I squeak when I walk, but I mean, I guess, yeah, a scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. So, as far as, there's just so much going on. I mean, often people tell me to take a chill pill. Look, there is no time to take a chill pill right now. I have to work through it and be organized in doing so. So yeah, how's your day? Right? So now it's dark. I don't know. I may go next door. I have a headlamp. I have other high-powered lighting and whatnot that I can use. But however, for recording issues, we'll see what happens. I'll go through, try to do a few recordings, and try to compile some of that footage. Try to, go back through specific areas and record the moisture and content and go back through. But yeah, there is still a method to the madness here. But I want to have everything fully demolished, and to then order a dumpster, have a huge dumpster delivered, so that way I can pitch all of this stuff at the same time. Because each dumpster is like $600, and from my forgive the words here, but the area that I live in, they just see a dumpster, they're gonna unload all the crap that they had sitting in the shed and want to throw it all away in my dumpster. I've already lived through this with all the elevation and all. So with other people stopping by, throwing trees in it even. I mean, it's like, really? Excuse me. So, yeah, y'all, just a lot going on. And I'll soon post other videos of other stuff that I'm doing as far as the renovation, the demolition, the other improvements that I intend to do at the same time as, because some of the electrical I want to change around. I want things organized a little differently that, I've just picky, I guess, now. But, it's, while yet still frugal, I mean, now is the time to make any changes if you're going to make them, when everything is completely removed. But yet again, completely separate than the insurance claim. I know that's not covered under the insurance. That's just stuff I'm going to do while the drywall and all is out. I want to upgrade all of this kind of stuff, all the outlets and boxes and that kind of stuff. So I have a bit of time, not a whole lot, but a little, and a lot more to go before the dumpster even arrives to get rid of all the demo garbage, and then be able to pull all the nails and all the studs, and to then, order all the sheetrock and insulation to be delivered, and then, hire two amigos to come and help me unload it all and bring it into the house and bring the rest of it upstairs. Because, I mean, it's not just one floor. It's basically now this is a 3-story house. I mean, because it's 11 steps to get up to where the front door is. Then it's 14 steps to get to this, what used to be the second floor now. So yeah, basically it's a 3-story house with, 1,100 square feet beneath the house as usable storage, which not one day soon, after all of this, and after the guide dog, I intend to probably concrete underneath so that way you can stand up fully underneath the property. It's not just dirt down there. Additionally, I want to run electrical underneath each side, independent of each other electrically, for lighting and outlets. As a workstation or because I don't have a barn where I can do any sort of woodworking or any sort of projects like that, So I would like the opportunity to have that here, as well as all the other woodwork and stuff that I do. And the concrete underneath the property would also solve any sort of potential issue in the future of termites. So termites come up and through the soil. So if you have wood underneath just laying on soil, naturally it's going to attract termites. Not a good thing. Yet again, I know I'm like off, in La La Land, but a lot going on. Even as far as pest control underneath the house, spiders and whatever else, But, I've never run into anything underneath the house, but I'll say it as yet. Because, all of this construction and elevation stuff that went on is still relatively new, or relatively recent. So, yeah, I intend to do quite a bit. It's just every day there's something, and I'm like slammed. I'm completely swamped, But, yeah, back to like the economy and all this other stuff, right? So right now it's like the everything bubble, right? Look at the bond yield curves. Look at the inverse yield curve. That's just crazy. That's stupid. Who in the flip is buying bonds right now? Really? And when same thing with equities. And I would sell out my equities. What set this off in my mind was like, I don't know, a year or 2 years ago, when these huge CEO of conglomerates were then selling off all of their position, and it was just, fifth page news that these people had sold off their position of their companies. Why did they do that? Did they know something in advance? I don't know. Maybe, right? Maybe. Coinky dink, right? Just a coincidence theorist. But no, I wouldn't be in equities right now for any damn thing. And then you have the money printer go burr. More money has been created as of recent than throughout history. It's like, and now we leave $81 billion in Afghanistan, and then another $100 billion to Ukraine. And then now, with Russia and Ukraine, it's like, is Ukraine just going to fold over to Russia when Russia lays the hammer down, is what I'm wondering. And are we just basically giving Russia money at this point? I understand, look, help Ukraine, love Ukraine, all this. Look, I wish you well. I really do. What should have been said up front in the beginning is that Ukraine would never become a part of NATO. That would have solved all this in the early beginning. I mean, think of it on the other side of the coin, right? So we didn't like Russian missiles and nukes here in Cuba, right? During the Cuban Missile Crisis, right? I mean, so why do you think that it should be okay with Russia for NATO to have all of their weapons stored right there at that deep sea port? I think that is another asset in which that they wish to reclaim as Mother Russia, is to have that deep sea port of Ukraine. That would make more sense to me. Additionally, in addition to not wanting NATO there with weapons of mass destruction, nonetheless, and take on the other side all the financial weapons of mass destruction known as derivatives, which is absolutely freaking asinine. How many quadrillion worth in derivatives do we currently hold? Meanwhile, we also have, the overnight bank lending rates, which are stupid, which was also another cause of the 2008 crisis, financial crisis, whereas, banks would not lend to you or to each other, right? 30 minutes away from everything melting down. I think we're back there yet again. I really do, honestly, because now we're back to the ninja loans, the no income, no job approved loans for mortgages. What's next? I pray to God none of y'all have a variable rate mortgage. Do not do that. Even with mortgage rates right now more than doubled, right? At what? Close to 7%, if not at 7% already. And now, our fearless leaders of the Federal Reserve are about to increase the rates an additional 75 basis points, or 0.75%. You know that the financial debt, the debt of the United States back in 2011, it became a financial impossibility, mathematically impossible, to then even service that debt at those rates. What do you think we're in for now? Is this dude the next Paul Volcker? I don't know. Hold on tight. That's the best I can say. But yet at the same time, are people selling their assets wanting cash, right? For cheaper goods in the future, like housing market. I do expect the housing market to then crash. I really do. As well as other assets, right? Like, look at automobiles. I mean, way overpriced, way out of line, way out of line. But yet all of this is transitory. Horse shit. So, it's just an everything bubble, every which way that I look out there. So I don't understand why the price of, in the middle of what could possibly be World War III, why is the price of gold and silver going down? I mean, don't you run the safety assets? Or do you run into crypto? Just saying, right? Everyone's expecting a bear market. I think we are at the bottom. Honestly, that's my opinion. I wish I had more funds to invest at the moment, but I don't. So I'm just holding. But are we about to see liftoff? Right? Fingers crossed. With everything else going on, we have... But yeah, why is gold and silver? Why is gold and silver platinum and palladium as well? I mean, platinum's down to like 800 and some change. Really? Platinum. Like, only sourced out of 2 different places on the globe. Really? One of which is Russia. Just saying. Same thing with palladium, right? So, why are the cost of these assets going down? Are people fleeing into the dollar while the dollar is at what, $120, $130? Or not, $120, $130? That's like crazy. That's crazy talk. Where the dollar is, the dollar, in my opinion, is overvalued currently. However, I'm waiting for a market correction on other assets. Meanwhile, crypto, I think, is in a perfect position to go ballistic. I do. So, that's, because this is the next system. Think about it, right? So you had gold and silver, then you had dollars, right? That took over gold and silver. Then you had checks that took over dollars, as far as cash, currency, right? And then we had debit and credit cards and gift cards, which then took over cash. So why is it so difficult to understand that the next system in line is that of computer science? We, after 2008, many of us, the world did not have another option. I believe now we do through computer science. I believe that much of what has been developed and worked on for years now has advanced, but yet other people are still tribalistic and don't understand the world in which we are moving to. Digibyte.org. Go take a look. Go take a peek. See what you think. So, just saying. But there are many out here. There are many out here that will do well. I'm not only in one particular asset. I'm in many. It's best to be diversified. You look at any financial manager, hedge fund manager even. I mean, any one of them. You think they only hold one equity and want to sell you one equity? Why is that? It's because a diverse portfolio protects yourself, and a key word here, hedge, to hedge yourself. Regardless which way the market goes, you can profit. So, with that, I hope you enjoy. I hope you subscribe, like, all that. I have the hours to get compensated from YouTube, but I don't have the subscribers. So, whatever. Share this, get this out there, whatever. I do appreciate all of you. And, well, actually, currently, I don't have an LLC set up for YouTube and whatnot yet, I would say. So, for all of this to work, I have much more yet to do. So, this has just been a hobby, I would say. But yet, I would say that this is the most profitable hobby, that of crypto, that I have ever encountered. Without a doubt, right? But now with this YouTube stuff and cool cameras and gadgets and stuff and switchboard and all of this kind of stuff, this to me is like awesome. I went to a camp for the blind to learn how to use a computer without a mouse or a monitor through assistive technology, right? And I excelled, and then I've now taken it to this level. So who knows what's in for the future? A few things I have not shown I know how to do yet. So anyway, a bunch of other filming to go on tonight. I'll be busy for the next several days. If I'm on Twitter Spaces, follow me there at Blinddave2. Check out some of the, just follow me around on some of these other Twitter Spaces that I go to. And there are a lot of great discussions going on right now about just about everything. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Y'all have a great evening. Y'all be cool. Go make it a day. Later.